Hello, coming back at you with my natural hair, cause we ugly and we know it. We know how to show it. If there's any hairstylists out there, because this is getting really annoying, if you guys could tell me why the rest of my hair, like the sides, see, peep, looks like the best bowl of pho ramen on the planet, but the front is like, can somebody tell me? Can somebody, any hairstylist, any gurus, please tell me. Can anybody tell me why? We die. I don't want to die. Bone Thugs, love ya. But my hair's getting on my nerves. Coming back at you. But so I'm just gonna pin this little bitch back. So I know it's probably not gonna stay because my hair is hella thick, but we gonna try. So welcome. welcome. I am in such a good mood today. I don't really know why. I mean, considering the circumstances that are going on in my life, I really shouldn't be in a very good mood right now. But today I just am. Like, don't mind the smoke back there. I wasn't really going for a fire themed video, but it's my sage and here we are. So I told you guys in my previous video, like, I don't know why, but I'm in such a good mood today. Like, I have a ton of positivity going on, and I told you guys in my last video that I'm really in this stage of transformation, transition. I even bought, a few items to help me, guide me in this transition stage. Look at my Santa. Everybody that knows me, I know you guys know, and I still have my Halloween broom, like it's not going anywhere, but everybody knows I am a Halloween, it's a lifestyle. But I did get a Santa, and he lights up in his little lantern. I love lanterns. They're my absolute favorite. I don't know why, I just do. Santa looks like he's had a couple too many, but that's okay. He's probably stressed out just like the rest of us, and he has a right. Now, I also got, isn't she gorgeous? She's gorgeous, right? I have to be really careful with her. But if you think she's gorgeous now, check it out. Check it out. What's it all about? She's gorgeous. I love her. I love her. So she's gonna be set down real gentle like so. And you can see her. She's kind of still in my spotlight, but that's okay. So I have told you guys before that I don't know, I just really want to record today. I never get to record, like, ever. And, like, ever since I've really gotten back into meditation, really reading, and people, man, when people hear the word meditation, they're like, but, wow, now that I'm a little bit older, I understand a little bit more, and I kind of, like, I mean, I do ask for guidance, but I also guide myself. And that's the whole point of meditation, is like you have complete control. And when you lose that control, you notice that you're losing control, and then you bring it back in. Enjoy that, prana. Enjoy it. I don't know why. I'm just like radiant today. I'm just in a really good mood, and I just really want to record because I never get to. Now, if these things keep happening, I'm going to have to change tops because I'm really not on here to be that type of a girl. But anyways, so I am really just in this stage, and I predicted it was going to happen. A few months ago, I told certain people around me, hi, hello, if you're there, shout out, that something was going to happen in October that was going to be completely out of our control. Is she still burning back there? Why is it whenever I want my sage to burn, it's like, no. And today I just wanted to do a little, you know, cleansing, and she's like on fire back there. But anyhow, so getting back into meditation, getting back into my emotions, realizing those exist. I have emotions. I don't have tear ducts, but I have emotions. I think it's just like creating this creativity, if that makes any sense. So I've mentioned in my previous videos, yes, I have a lot of Native American in me. However, you know, hundreds of years ago, my specific tribe also converted to Christianity. And really, you know, if you do your research, that's all that Pocahontas was about. If y'all didn't know that, it wasn't about her falling in love with a white dude. It was about her, and she ended up gaining the name Rebecca. And she was one of the first natives to convert to Christianity, and I just thought that was the coolest story. So, me being so much like her, and it really resonating with me ever since childhood, I am what you would call a spiritual mutt. Okay, so I have, yes, I have my native, you know, practices, rituals, beliefs, and guidance that I very much so use, and I very much take to heart. But I also have different beliefs from all around the world that, you know, they just work for me, and they keep me at my highest self, and that's where I want to stay, and that's where I want to be. So in my last video, I think I broke down a little bit of how I'm in a transformation stage. I'm in a transition stage. And, you know, for y'all out there that are, you know, not really believers in certain stones and, you know, crystals and literally everything that I have behind me, you know, I had told you guys, which I'll make a whole video if you guys want me to, but you gotta leave a comment. And, you know, really, first of all, hello, what am I doing? I'm Kelly Ray. So nice to meet you. So nice to see you. I just want to record today. I never get to record. To all my people out there that are having a spark of creativity and just really want to write again and really want to record again, we're gonna do it, babies. But I had told you guys that I had bought, when I went through a hard time in the past, my native roots came back, and I went out on a venture to get some, not only like binding, I also got some protection, and I also got some, I don't know, I got some stuff to help me out and to keep me protected and to keep me grounded and, you know, just to help me through this transition phase. And what I didn't know, what I didn't really pay attention to, whenever I got home that night, you know, not only did I buy this specific piece, it's similar to this, okay? So you got some blue tiger's eye, you got standard tiger's eye, and you got some lava stone. Nothing extra special or anything, right? However, when I got home with it, it was gorgeous. Now, I don't have it anymore. It stays in a special spot because that specific bracelet ended up being extremely powerful, so I keep it in a safe spot. But whenever I laid down, I got messages from the items that I wore, and I did not ask for that, and that's how I learned. Now, this was years ago, but that's how I learned, honey, you got to clean that stuff, you got to bless that stuff, you got to, you know, bleh. But it's so funny, she's still, I can still see her smoke back there, and I don't know why, like, every time I want to burn sage, bitch, no. But the one time I'm like, I just need to do a quick little cleanse up because I'm gonna record myself. She's on fucking fire. I mean, that's my whole wad back there. And I've also came across a new one that I really like, Yerba Santa. And I think the reason that I really appreciate it and like it is not only is it wrapped with sage, but it also has these, characteristics of my Palo Santo that I really like. It's not an herb, it's a wood. And not only does it smell like rich citrus wood amazingness, but it acts as it's like a fabric softener or a dryer sheet or a repellent, should I say. You know, you have your white sage, and that's great, that's perfect, that's great for cleansing, right? Banishing, it's great. But Palo Santo Palo goes a little bit deeper, and not only does it cleanse, it keeps it cleansed, it keeps it blessed, it keeps it peaceful, and it smells like rich cedar wood. I don't know how else to explain it. If you guys haven't got some, get it. It's bomb. Yay. Woo! Sorry, I'm in a really good mood. I've had 2 cups of coffee and a Red Bull. That one's not bad. Wow. I usually don't like Red Bull. I give up energy drinks whenever I got pregnant, and I never went back since because they taste like chemicals. But this one isn't bad. No, not that sign. So once again, I'm trying to change. So, yes, I've gotten back into meditation, and I know when the average person hears meditation, you're just like, what? Why? Doesn't work, doesn't help you, doesn't do anything, what? But, man, oh man, do people underestimate the power of meditation. It's really gotten me back to my roots. It's helped me connect. It's helped me realize that I do have emotions. I don't have tear ducts, but I do have emotions, and it's helped me kind of manage them. And when you have this sense of being able to walk into a room of people that don't know you at all, or being able to walk into a room full of people that know you completely, and you know everything about them in the room, you know, I can sense the attitude, I can sense the stagnant, I can sense the sadness, and I can sense the joy. Both sides. I can also sense when a group of people has, been talking about me, and everybody has this sense. It's just about tapping into it, and that's the mission I am on right now, especially because as a child and even as a teenager, I told you guys I had a house fire and I lost everything in it. I had almost 4 books written, and I definitely planned on, really getting them together and publishing them, but that's how life goes, right? However, my main goal right now, putting 2020 behind us and entering 2021, I'm realizing that I'm just getting this like creative spark back. I'm starting to write again. I'm starting to journal again. I'm starting to connect with other people better than I have in years. If you would have told me even 2 years ago, even a year ago, even last year, that I would be recording myself telling very personal stories and applying eyebrow gel, woo, I would have laughed in your face, but here we are, baby. So, in spite of today, not in spite of, but because today I'm in such a great mood, I am just such like, enjoying this prana. I'm enjoying this atmosphere. I'm enjoying, I just feel like a burst of light today, and that never gets to happen for me. I am going to share also a very intimate story, and I'm going to put makeup on while I do it so that I don't cry. Okay, here we go. I'm also going to be trying, because I told you guys, I've told y'all, I am trying to not recreate myself, but rediscover myself and really like see like what can I do? What am I capable of? How far can I take this? What can I do? Like, and if you vibe with me, you vibe with my energy, you've even stuck around for this long, I'm Kelly Ray. I'm so excited for this opportunity. I mean, just subscribe and make my day even better. Like, this is a thing, and I'm really devoted to it, and I think it's fun, so I'm gonna do it. But like I said, we're definitely gonna, it's gonna get personal because, well, all my stories are very personal. Yeah. So, where do we even start? I should have scripted this one. Usually my other videos, I kind of like write a rough draft of it. That way I don't just like ramble. But a couple of years ago, I exited a relationship. We're still on cordial terms, but I exited that relationship, and I moved back to this very sacred land. Yes, I have a lot of Native American in me, and my entire family was once on this land. It's very sacred to not only me, the rest of my family, a lot of my tribe, and my ancestors. And so how did it start? Here's how we need to start. I need to get a mirror. I'm sorry. I really like this. What I want to show you guys too is like, what? Like the universe is so phenomenal and crazy. So I wanted to make a video, and like, I wanted to try something new. I never get to try anything new. Like, I haven't bought anything. I mean, you guys, y'all know how I did. Like, oh, I'm a single mama. Oh, I'm a single parent. Oh, I'm a single. But I want to try something new, and the person that gifted this to me, it is by Ibby Cosmetics. Ibby, holler at your girl. We'll collab. I'll show off all your stuff, because this could not have came at a better time. So, couldn't have come at a better time. It's the Enlightenment. Look, it goes with my tree. Perfect. But that's exactly what I'm looking for nowadays, right? And like, seriously, the names on this palette, the Enlightened palette, the names on here, no wonder this person gave this to me, because every name that I'm reading back here are so me. Moonstone, Blessed, Vortex, Spirit Animal, Balance, Aura, Crown Chakra, Third Eye. That's fucking brilliant. Wealth, Peace, Spa, Haiku, Ojai, Sound Bath. It's me it's me in a palette. So we're gonna try it out. Now, one thing that I do want to ask, I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but one thing that I do want to ask, I didn't realize that my intro was going to be so long. Hi, hello, subscribe, like, comment, do whatever you do. I love each and every one of you. Each and every one of you that takes 10, 20 minutes to watch my videos. Y'all don't understand how much it means to me right now, especially because, I don't have friends. I don't have a lot of friends. Yes, I have family. Yes, I'm surrounded by loved ones, but I don't have friends. But I have a camera, so I'm going to talk to it. But, what was I saying? Oh, I already kind of primed my face. Now, what I found out about my last primer, because I told you guys I was gonna start trying new makeup. I haven't been doing my makeup in years. I mean, years, because I'm too busy, you know, taking care of other things. But I'm really on this journey of transitioning. I even bought kind of a bundle that's going to help me transition easily, and I made the same mistake. Didn't cleanse it, didn't bless it, and I can make a whole nother video about what happened when I brought that stuff into my home. Oh my goodness. And if you don't believe that different stones, different things can not only collect but keep different energies and different everything, because you have to realize every single thing in here, myself, this table, this everything, it's all energy. But for y'all that are not really familiar with it, or you don't really, so I had gotten whenever I was going through my this is actually it's supposed to be an eye cream, but the fact that it's just so hydrating on my skin. The last primer I bought was so greasy. It left my fingers and my skin feeling greasy. I don't like that. If I want a primer, I want something that is not only, I mean, I can see the hydration in my skin just from applying it just now, and it's packed with glacier water. I'm sorry. It's packed. I was also gifted this. Thank you so much, baby. You don't know what you mean to me. I really hope that you watch my videos, because like I give you a shout out in every single one of them. But regardless, it has glycolic acid, it has biotin, it has collagen. It's packed with just like bare necessities. My skin needs those necessities. And so I really like it. It's so hydrating. It feels so good, and I'm in such a good mood today. It never really happens. So I want to record and try new stuff. I never get to try anything new, so here we are. Now, I'm gonna put on makeup so that I don't cry, because today's gonna get a little bit real. And yes, I do have a witness, but like I don't want to bother people and be like, hey, can you validate what I'm saying is true? You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna be on my channel and you're gonna watch my stuff, like, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. I have no reason to lie. Trust me, my life is crazy enough. I don't need to lie about anything. But let's get to it. So a couple years ago moved back to my sacred tribal land. That's really how that's the best way that I can put it. It has been sacred tribal property throughout my family, my ancestors, for generations. And so I came back. I came back home. It takes me back to my childhood a lot. And the first thing that I realized was, okay, so I live in a house, and then like the house next to me, it's not really next to me, it's like a couple acres away from me, because we like our space, like we're native, like bitch back up. But a couple, I would really like to see how this does. In covering, I mean. If she doesn't do well, then, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, she didn't cover a damn thing. Now I gotta put it on the other eye and not cover a damn thing. I told you guys I'm trying something new. But, so, I moved back 2 years ago. Can't believe it's already been 2 years, but yeah, it's been 2 years. So I moved back, and, I think it's because I'm a little bit older now. I'm a little bit wiser. I said a little bit. I'm a little bit wiser. I started getting that sense that I'm always getting. Well, maybe it did do something. Okay, I don't look like a total. I mean, I look like I slept like an hour last night. That's not bad. And I guess, you know what's really freaking irritating is this eye. What? This eye? Whoa. You know what it is? It's because in my shemo phase, I wasn't seen, and I wasn't quite emo. I was SEMO. My hair covered this, and now, and the sun did its job and effed me up. When these people are preaching about SPF, where were they 10 years ago when I needed you? Anyways, so I started kind of feeling like a presence. I'll just say that. And it wasn't a bad presence at all. Actually, I felt really good about it. I was like, you know, I'm kind of getting this feeling like, and it was such an overwhelming feeling that of my grandmother. Now, she passed away, and not only did she pass away, but she passed away, unfortunately, in the home that she had just built. She had just retired. She was a very hardworking Native American woman. She was very classy. She was a very good person. And I mean, when I say she built that house, she built that house. She had one house built. She wasn't happy with it. So she told him, take it all back, and I'll have a different company come and bring me something that I actually am comfortable in. That's what she did. True story, no lie. Anyway, she was picky. She was picky, and she had every right to be. But I just had this like overwhelming feeling, and I'm sorry for any background noise, but like pay attention, like in my videos when I'm talking about this stuff, pay attention to some of the noise. Maybe not like just pay attention. Whenever I say certain things, I've noticed certain things will happen, and I think it's just like, I don't believe in coincidences. They're not real. They're not real. So just pay attention. Whenever I say certain things, you will probably, good Lord, the sage is everywhere. Whenever I say certain things will happen. Whenever I think about certain things, you'll hear. I'm sure you guys have heard it in my other videos, because I'll stop and be like, anyways, so I moved back, and I could just feel this like overwhelming sense that something was around me. Couldn't quite tell what it was, but I could just tell like something's going on. Something's going on. And so I kind of embraced it. You kind of have to when you're forced, you know, having this kind of stuff happen to you all the time. You don't really have a choice but to embrace it. So that's what I did. So now that, I mean, yeah, I do have, I am surrounded by, you know, loved ones, and everything. I don't know, I couldn't quite put my finger on it, right? And I even remember telling, people, especially like my father, who's like as hard-headed as you can get, Dad, I'm kind of feeling this weird vibe lately, like something is like around me. And he's like, what do you mean something's around you? You know, he's getting ready to like load his gun, and I'm like, no, like just like a vibe, like something is around me. And so he's like, you know, what do you mean? What do you mean something's around you? Like, he's so Aries. It's not even funny, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like he's very logical. He's very like, you know, stick to your senses. Don't say anything weird, or people are gonna look at you like you're weird. And I'm very like, well, I've been weird my whole life, so you know, that's just the way it is. So I really want to get this all blended in the right way. But, so I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'll take it with a grain of salt, no big deal, whatever. You guys are gonna see me try some new stuff today that I've never tried before. I have never tried fake eyelashes, and you guys are gonna get to see, are they worth it or are they not? But I want my neck to match my face. I know this will all blend out and look, you know, good in the end, hopefully. But no, it will, because I am on a high vibe type of thing today. So, is that a pimple? Fuck my eye. Anyways, so I start feeling this, and I even, you know, kind of told like the person that lives a couple acres away from me, like, I am just kind of feeling this sense. And I knew, you know, from the jump that like, yo, my grandmother is making her presence aware. And so I started meditating on it, and I even asked, you know, I prayed, did a prayer for her, because I felt such a strong pull about her. And I mean, like, I've lived here my entire childhood. I lived here, you know, for years before I moved, and I'd never felt this before, right? And in Native American tradition, I'll say most, ancestors, guides, different things that you ask for, they'll actually come in different forms, like animals or bugs or anything like that. But well, I wouldn't say bugs, but for sure animals, right? So I remember, you know, after telling my dad, yeah, I'm just really feeling her, like, around, like, I feel her presence, like she's here, she's all around me. I was getting these very vivid memories of things that she would take me to do whenever I was a little kid, and my head laying on her chest, because my father raised me. My mom, you know, had moved on, and I was with my dad, and, you know, he raised me, and my grandmother played the female part. You know, she spoiled me, and I got to see a side of her that, you know, really nobody else got to see. But I don't really know how to explain. So so time goes on, and I end up asking, you know, like, I like I said, I prayed about it, asked about it, and I end up asking, like, yo, if this is my grandma, this is the stuff that everybody raved about, and then don't know if it covered or not, but hey, whatever. I was just like, you know, if this is you, you know, make yourself known. Let me know that it's you. And once again, I have witnesses. I'm not going to go to them and be like, hey, can you validate that what I'm saying is true for the sake of my video? Because I don't need anybody else to validate what I'm saying is true. I know what I'm saying is true, and if you've tuned in this long, You probably know that what I'm saying is true. My first videos were in the mind of a medium. It's been true my whole life. I had no reason to lie. My life is crazy enough. I don't need to lie. So, I basically said, let me know that it is you. And if it is you, present yourself as an animal. And I didn't really put it any other way. I definitely heard some crazy noises around my place. I definitely just kind of felt like this warm embrace. And, you know, you have to be careful with stuff like that, because sometimes, man, things can come and they can seem like a warm embrace, and then you welcome something in that is far from innocent, far from warm, and, you know, it can be scary. So that's why I asked her specifically. And, you know, in prior years, I do want to throw out, for those of you who are not like, you know, stones don't really work, and you know, crystals, this, and that, and da-da-da-da, they don't really work, and, you know, y'all do you, okay? Y'all, however y'all get along, y'all just do you. But I didn't, how can I say this? I didn't realize how fast it would come. And I found myself, whenever I would be in prayer or rituals or practices of any kind, I found myself not only praying and meditating to myself and da-da-da-da, I found myself praying a lot to my grandmother. And so it was like she was around a lot. Well, I also have a cousin that, I hadn't seen him in almost 20 years, right? And I ended up telling him, like, hey, like, this is what's going on. I don't know, you know, exactly, but I definitely, I feel something. Like, I feel like she's around, she's near. Like, I don't know how else to put it. She's making herself known. I mean, it's so obvious, I can't deny it. And so he's like, really? Okay, well, you know, I haven't seen you in forever. Would it be okay if I stopped by? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Plus I needed some help with the yard. Got a lot of yard, so I needed some help with it. So I was like, absolutely. So he stops by, right? And this is my cousin. Again, other than like messages and texts and stuff like that, we have not seen each other in 20 something years. Well, he comes by, and it just so happens, okay, we're standing on my land, but we're standing on like just the cusp, the edge of my land and my grandma's land. And we're talking after we get done with the yard work, and we start talking, and we're going over, you know, we're talking about old memories, we're talking about, you know, just how we've been, how everything's been going, you know, just shooting the shit. And so I start, you know, telling him again, yeah, because he's like, you know, so tell me more about, you know, what you're feeling, what you're going through. He's an Aries as well. I have a thing with Aries men. I don't know what it is, but they're just there. They're always there. My best friend happens to be one. My little brother happens to be one. My father happens to be one. And the only cousin that I talk to at all is one. So I tell him, yeah, for sure, I'm experiencing some kind of like weird things. And it's not weird, it's happening in ways that is making me really happy. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but he's like, you know, is it, do you still feel like it's just, you know, do you still feel like it's grandma? And right when he says that, if you're watching, you better validate. You don't have to, but you better, you know, right when he says, you know, are you sure it's grandma? Do you, you know, really feel like it's grandma? A huge, and I mean huge, red sparrow. All, you know, most people know, not sparrow, I'm so sorry, cardinal. Huge. I mean, this thing was big. Flies right between our faces. And where does it go? To the bush on my grandma's land. It was like we were talking about her and she interrupts our conversation. To let both of us know. Even my cousin, who's like a devout Christian, like, you know, military, firefighter, Christian, point blank period, Aries, and I don't mean to say like Aries, but they're very fixed. They're very, I don't want to say closed-minded, but like they are the way they are. He's like, did you just see that? Did you just see that? And I was like, I told you, like, she's here. She's letting me know that she's here, right? And so some time goes by, right? And at this point, I let my dad know what's going on. I let him know, like, hey, cousin dropped by. He was helping me with some housework or some yard work, and we ended up talking about grandma. Now, this is the grandma on my father's side, of course. I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but I felt the need to say that. Bounce, 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 bounce. But anyways, I'm starting to like highlighter, or whatever it's called, concealer. So that was pretty crazy, and I told my dad, like, yo, this is what happened, right? So some time goes by, and I'm like, I know that was you. I know that was you, Grandma. And I'm starting to get more and more vivid dreams of her. And what was really weird too is, like, it wasn't just dreams. It would happen in broad daylight. But I will say that, how can I put it? The most, like, the most she interacted was definitely like in my dreams. I would dream. I've always been a very vivid dreamer. That's usually how I end up being able to manifest things or see what's going to happen in the future. It runs in my family. It's always been that way. And just wait for it. So I have a free day, and I have some time to spend by myself. And I'm like, what to do? This never happens. What should I do? I don't know what to do by myself. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go visit her gravesite. What else? Like, what am I thinking? I need to go pay my respects. I need to go visit her site, and I want to pray for her and to her. And so I get all the way to the site. Oh, I love not having any nostrils. I love covering this big honker up. Give me some more. Give me some more. I know a lot of artists are like, you don't need to bake. In what way, baby? Because I'm doing it all. But I end up getting all the way to the site, right? And I go into the cemetery after I found out, you know, exactly where it was. And I'm just like, well, where I even used maps to like get me to where I was going. And because apparently like you can look up where someone is, and you should be able to find their exact gravesite. And so that's what I did. And since I had that time to myself, that's what I wanted to do. Y'all, I'm so nervous to open this palette. I haven't opened it at all. I haven't seen any of these pictures, but I'm just like, I have always loved purple around the eyes, even if it's just like a smidge of purple eyeliner, purple mascara. I mean, it makes my eyes like, bitch, you have eyes. And since I don't have like super thick lash anyways, it's a whole thing. I love purples. So all y'all watching out there, if you can recommend your favorite, let me know your favorite purple shadows, eyeliners, mascaras, your favorite purples, just mattes and shimmers, mostly mattes, but regardless, the best purples you know out there, holler at your girl. I need to know because I'm on a mission. And I don't have the old purple that I used to use. It was actually like a furry, but it was so bright. I had purple hair one time. That's a whole other thing. But it was gorgeous. And so I go to the gravesite, right? And I get there and I can't even, I'm on the map and I'm like, well, what happened? Like, did my family even get her a gravestone? Like, she was a very successful woman, and if you would have seen her house, you would know, like, she don't play financially. Like, she likes things. And so I was just like, surely, you know, it's funny to say surely, but, you know, they would have gotten her a gravesite, like a proper memorial. They would have put a headstone because, believe it or not, there are tons of graves out there without any headstones or anything like that. And so I was just like, what the heck? Don't tell me that, you know, they put her to rest and didn't give her a proper memorial. Like, what the fuck? And so not only was I extremely emotional being in the cemetery and being by myself, but I started getting frustrated that I couldn't find her spot. I couldn't pay my respects. I couldn't pray with her. I couldn't visit her. And I ended up getting back in my car. I was so frustrated. I was just crying my eyes out. Like, that's all I wanted to do that day. I didn't care about anything else that had happened. That's all I wanted to do. And the only thing I wanted to do, I couldn't do it. And, you know, I guess I kind of look back at that day like, you know, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that day, honestly. I was pretty heartbroken, not being able to go and visit her. So, that broke my heart. So I come back, and I'm just like, you know what, it is what it is. If I couldn't find it today, I'll try again. I'll get in touch with other family members. Maybe they know a little bit more than I do. So, we're in the middle of summertime, baby. It gets to be, I think I am going to contour my nose a little bit. It gets to be, where's that really good contour? It gets to be July. Yeah. yeah, it's like July, when new neighbors come. And I'm like, let's see how they're gonna treat the place. Like, you better treat it right, because the last people that lived in that place did not treat it right. And so not only are you disrespecting my tribe, you're disrespecting my family, and you're disrespecting my grandma, which means you're disrespecting me, and I'm not having it. So these people, they've been wonderful. They're great. However, I get to talking to one of the neighbors, and I just tell her, what was really cool too is when my grandmother was there, she was a gardener and a half. I mean, she had a 30-foot garden in the backyard. She had elephant ears everywhere. She had roses everywhere. She was just, they don't make them like she was. But, you know, so I start telling her, the neighbor, yeah, I'm kind of, feeling a little bit, of my grandmother. And she was like, really? You know, like, what are you feeling? What's going on? What's up? How weird are you? And I'm like, oh, you know, just, you know, kind of feeling, you know, like she's around, and she definitely wants me to know she's around. Okay, right? And we're laying, and what's really cool about this, y'all, I cannot make this shit up. What's really cool is my grandmother had actually, she had put a rose bush right in front of the yard, and I guess one of the neighbors tried to uproot it and put a different color, I'm sorry, but I have to be super careful when I'm trying to snatch this big fucking thing. But not, so he tried to uproot it and put in some like different color. Ugh. But, so when they regrew in the summer, my grandma was like, bitch, no. I'm sorry, I'm really trying to not cuss anymore. She was like, honey, no. And what happened was, he tried to put in these like baby pink roses, and hers were this beautiful coral peach, bright, like a vibrant coral peach, beautiful roses, right? So when they started growing in this summer, they grew to be, I'll insert a picture, they grew to be these beautiful coral roses that were like yellow at the base of the petals. Beautiful coral. I mean, bright peach that like, I wish I had that in an eyeshadow or a lipstick. And then the very edges were this hot, hot pink. The prettiest roses I've ever seen. And I am a rose fanatic, but those are by far the most gorgeous roses I'd ever seen. And so I thought that was really cool. So, you know, me and the woman, we start getting like pretty comfortable talking to each other. You know, I would go over there and hang out on her porch, and we would start talking, and then she would come over here, we would start talking, and it was fun. It was cool to have, you know, a new person in my life that I could talk to. And so I start telling her, you know, hey, I'm kind of having these, you know, these feelings like she's definitely around. The first time I tell her about this, kid you not, I can add pictures if you wanted, but the first time I tell her this, not one, not two, but 3 butterflies come and land on my t-shirt when I'm talking about my grandmother. Okay? Keep that in mind. That, you know, and she's even looking at me like, oh my gosh, like she's telling the truth. Yeah, I don't need to lie. And so, you know, she sees how magical that is, right? And so I carry on and I go to work and I'm doing my job all day long. Not even really thinking about it. Yeah, I'm thinking about my grandma because I think about her every single day right now. But at the same time, like, I'm not like summoning her. And so I'm just like, you know, does anybody else do that? I don't know. But oh shit, that's dark. So I'm doing my job that I'm supposed to do, and she by this time I have told the rest of the people that I work with, well, not the rest, not the whole place, but a lot of the people that I work with, I'm kind of feeling, you know, these feelings like my grandmother, like, not only am I feeling it, but I definitely, like, it's like I'm getting signals and signs, if that makes any sense. I know my spiritual babies out there can totally understand what I'm talking about. Well, so I start becoming pretty open about this, and everybody that works with me knows that, wow, that ended up being pretty. But everybody I work with, you know, they know that I'm very spiritual, I guess I can say. And, you know, so I am telling them, you know, yeah, I've just been getting a lot of signs lately, and I don't know, you know, exactly what it is, but I can just feel my grandma, like, around me like crazy. I've never felt her this strongly since, you know, she was alive, taking me shopping and taking me to get our hair done and stuff like that. And so I just thought it was like so magical. And it was just really, really cool. So I'm doing my job, right? And this is, you know, kind of this is in the summertime as well. Let's get some blush on my cheeks since I keep smiling. But it's so cool, y'all. Like, I couldn't make this up if I wanted to. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm telling you guys stories, but like, I could not make this up if I wanted to. But anyways, so I am finishing doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm getting ready to actually leave my shift. It's getting pretty late in the day, and you know, I really want a chin dimple. I don't know why, but like, I really want one. And I heard, like, over time, if you do this enough, you'll get one, but I don't know. I've busted my chin so many times, though, with riding BMX. I don't know if that's even a possibility anymore. Getting ready to finish my shift. This is the last thing I have to do. This is the last thing I have to pull. And I have been standing next to this shelf, next to these items, for 8 hours now. I've put up everything I'm supposed to put up. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. And I have one last thing to do. And it's to pull one thing off of the shelf that is behind me. And when I say behind me, I mean as close as this is to me. That's the shelf that's behind me while I'm at work all day. And this is where I work, and this is the shelf behind me. I've been walking past this shelf all day long. I've been picking stuff off the shelf all day long, putting stuff back up on the shelf all day long. 8 hours, right? I go to do my last thing I'm supposed to do. I walk over to the shelf, and it's on her grave, I don't want to say that, it's like disrespectful, but on everything I love, left hand on the Bible, on everything. Everybody I work with was a witness. I walk over there to pull the last thing off of the shelf. I pull the box, and it just so happens to be the last box that's on the shelf. I pull it off, and as I pull it, I see something, and I'm like, and I gasp, and I thought it was a rat or a mouse. I thought it was a mouse because it was so tiny, until it turns its little head to look at me, and it's another bird that's been chilling right over my shoulder all day long. I've been working around it, I've been making noise, I've been talking, I've been and it turns its little head to look at me like, I'm here. Oh my god. I'm so glad I'm doing my makeup right now, because when everybody else notices, because I gasped, I was just like, because I thought it was a mouse, and then it ends up being this tiny bird, and this is after the huge cardinal already flew through me and my cousin. You know, I knew what I had asked for, so I'm starting to tear up in front of everybody. And when everybody around me sees what I'm looking at, they all start huddling in to see, and as soon as everybody else saw it and started getting close to it, boom, she flew off. She was not there for everybody. She was there to be over my shoulder all day. You know, and they're up front, you know, because she's like flying through the like aisles and stuff, and they're like trying to get her out with like a broom and everything, and I'm like, don't touch my grandma. But it was just something that, like, you can't explain that. You can't explain that. How did that thing get in there? How did nobody else notice? How did it sit there and just observe me and was totally comfortable with me for freaking 8 hours? It didn't make a sound. It was literally sitting there like a guardian. That's the only way that I can, like, think to explain it, right? And I'm like, okay, my job's done. Like, I start getting really emotional, so I'm like, okay, I need to clock out and I need to get out of here before these people are like, well, it's, you know. Time goes by after that, and I've kind of like gathered my thoughts, and I even gave thanks to her, because I had already asked her, hey, like, you know, if this is you, you know, just so I'm not like, you know, feeling crazy, let me know that it's you, and present yourself in the form of an animal. Now, I didn't know what kind of animal it would be, but I've never had so many encounters with birds in my entire life. When I get home, when I was getting home at night, there would be birds sitting right where I park. And it was just like, it was waiting for me. Like, hey, baby. I would go outside to do some yard work. I would have another one come, I mean, inches within my face and dart right over to her property. So I knew it was her. And so I caught myself like thanking her, like, thank you for letting me know that that's you. Thank you. Next thing, it gets even crazier. I'm so excited. Oh, I wonder, I do have this trio, but like, I wonder which one. I'm in a bright mood, so we're gonna listen to this one. Listen to this. I'm in a bright mood, so we're gonna put this on my face. So, I end up telling, this has a little bit of shimmer to it. I'm not mad. I end up telling a couple people about what had happened and how cool I thought it was. And, I end up going over to my grandma's land, and I'm like, you know what, I have to tell old girl about this. I really want to tell her about this. It's pretty. So, as I decide that I'm going to tell her about this, I'm like, do you want to maybe, like, I don't know, like, drink a couple beers, maybe, lay out for a little while, you know, hang out outside. It's the middle of summer. They got, like, this tree that I think my grandma had planted it right there, because we used to sit out and tan our feet, tan our legs and tan our feet, me and my grandma. So I'm like, do you want to lay out? I have some really crazy kind of news that's like amazing to me, but you know, I need to share it with somebody because I'm like exploding. And she's like, yeah, sure, like, let me get my bathing suit, and we go chill outside. Man, that is pigmented. Manacadar. Holler at your girl. Collab. Let's do it, baby. But I just thought, I was just like in shock, so I needed to let it out to somebody, right? So what happens? She comes outside, and we're laying out, and like the kids are playing, and people are doing stuff in their own house or whatever. And this is a really exciting part, so just bear with me. We get to talking about it. And you know, she's like kind of there with me, but if you're not, you know, super spiritual, or you haven't experienced these things yourself, I don't know. It's like, you can listen to somebody's story all day long, but until you experience it yourself, you're just like, yeah, that's really cool. Or you're like, this person's a freak and I need to stay away from her. But she was really cool. Like, she listened to everything I said, and it was really cool. I'm gonna go ahead and use this gold, because I'm just feeling goldy. By Estate Beauty. It's called Do Me. I wish somebody would. It's been years. Anyhow, let's see how she shows up though. Like, are you really gonna do me? Because that's what I'm looking for. So we're sitting outside. And we're sitting. Oh yeah. Ooh yeah. Do I even need to do eye makeup today? I mean, I guess I have to, but wow, that's pretty. Ooh, I wonder how pigmented it would be if I put setting spray on it. Do y'all see that glow? Ooh. I mean, that is glowy and hoey if I ever saw it. I am not mad, man. That shit's loud. And I like some loud makeup. Like I said, I'm trying to get back in my makeup game. I remember I used to get so many compliments before, and like people thought that I used tape on my eyes because that's how like precise I used to be with it. I never used tape before, but that's a great idea. So we're sitting outside, we're talking about it, and da-da-da-da, we got the pool going, got the sprinklers going, got, you know, just everything going. And mind you, we're on my grandmother's property, so We're laying there and I'm not kidding. If I have to get her to validate that this story is real, she's just a few acres away from me. I will do it. Okay. But, she's honestly, I think I kind of like freaked her out because this stuff happened so fast. So, you know, I'm talking about my grandmother and I'm telling her like what's going on. And, as I am talking about it, like I mentioned a minute ago, bitch. As I'm talking about it, again, 2, not 1, not 3, but 2 butterflies come and land on my toes because we're laying out. And at first I was like, because I thought they were bees, just like I thought that the bird was a mouse, and I was like, I thought that they were bees, and they were butterflies, and they were landing on me as I was talking about her, and it was just like so freaking magical. Like, you cannot make that stuff up, right? So I'm gonna get a little bit deeper into this. Now I'm gonna open this new palette, and I'm really scared because I haven't put like eyeshadow on in a minute. But that's not even what I'm scared of. What I'm scared of is what I'm about to try, and that is some, I don't know if I'm gonna try it because this video is already getting kind of long. But as we're sitting there and I'm telling her about this, and these butterflies are continuing to land on my toes and on my shirt and everything, they're not landing on her at all, and she's a foot away from me. She's a foot away from me, and they're landing on my toes, and I even like had taken pictures and everything, and it was just like that much more like validation. We're sitting there and we're talking, and all of a sudden her teenage son comes busting out of the front door, and he busts out the front door, and he's like, "Mom!" And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm laying out with Kelly. What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm trying to take a nap. I'm trying to take a nap. I swear this place is freaking haunted." And he goes back inside and the door slams behind him, and I'm just like, I'm trying to tell you, like, that's like, you go, Grandma. You tell him you don't sleep until noon around here. You don't sleep until 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You get him, Grandma. Get him up and out of bed. And it was just so funny. Like, he busted out right at the perfect time. I swear this place is freaking haunted. Oh, it was amazing. So, some time goes on. Now, I do want to open this because, I mean, I want it. I want to be in it. I want it to be in me. But I'm almost like scared to open it. I'm like half tempted to like just go for some old eyeshadow. Yeah, we're gonna save this one for like the next makeup-y tutorial. I'm sorry, but she is beautiful. She's gonna come up. If you all want to see this opening, drop a comment, let me know, because right now I feel like I don't even need to do a whole lot with my eyes. I've got quite a bit going on with my face. Ooh, something that I have been craving and something that I did find, and it's gorgeous, and I'm gonna try this one out today. Another thing that I haven't been able to find in years, why is this beauty community, is a good pearl. A good pearl, right? Any ladies know what I'm talking about? It looks white, and then you put that shit on, and it's like, boom, purple, blue, pearl goddess. Whatever happened to that stuff? But I did find, I don't know if y'all can see, and just look at the pic. I think that's really why I bought her, because it looks like me whenever I like do my hair in the, whenever I wrap my hair up in my hair wraps, and I'm doing like my whether it's, you know, moon rituals, tarot readings, or anything like it looks like me. Somebody the other day was like, "Did you just buy that because it looks like you?" And I'm like, kinda, yeah. But here, I'll try to swatch it and see. I'll try to swatch it and we'll see how good it is. See, it's like totally white, right? But when you put it on, Yes. Yes. Do y'all see that? Oh, it's such a pretty pearl. I know y'all got to see that. Focus, camera. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so yeah, I'm putting that on my eyeballs right now. But I need some kind of like transition color. What can I use? What can I use? What can I use? So that got very, very cool for a while. That was super freaking cool. But me being me, I wanted to get a little more into it. So not only did I go ahead and got a couple devices that I'm now using when the time is right. I don't mess with stuff unless I know what I'm doing. I want to, you know, get any answers or whatever, like, and I feel very protected. I mess with that stuff. But I went ahead and got these things because, well, I need to. If something is trying to communicate with me and it can't, other than, you know, animals and through my dreams, like, every soul has a right to communicate. And if it's trying to communicate, usually it's probably for the best. And so yes, I did go ahead and get some new devices. I went ahead and got some new, wow, she's white, apps, and not these stupid apps. And I got more videos just to like let y'all know like what, woo, she's cute. Just letting you guys know like why I'm not, really like, I do not trust these new apps. Honey, guys, girls, boys, women, y'all have to understand, your information, your personal information, your data, it's all being stored, right? And these sites and these apps, they are absolutely using it. And my thing is, who is sitting around watching that stuff? Like, it's too much. Too much. And I am too much of an introvert to just welcome the entire world. Like, this is, you know, extrovert as I'm getting, and it's only because I feel more safe here with the notification. I feel a little bit more safe right now, even though I know it's crazy. I feel more safe in the YouTube community than I do. Facebook is too compromised. It's too controlled.